Over 6 years ago, we had a hearing about attempts to curtail free speech on college campuses right next door in the Oversight Committee. The hearing touched on emerging threats to the First Amendment, safe spaces, cancel culture, and the targeting of conservative activist student groups. Unfortunately, this was not a fad, and the hostility towards certain points of view, and particularly conservative points of view, has only grown worse. And it's no longer universities just censoring their students. We now know that American universities were working with the federal government to systematically target speech on the internet. Just this week, the committee Republicans released information showing Stanford University worked with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, and the State Department's Global Engagement Center to censor certain speech in the lead up to the 2020 election. Big government, big academia, and big tech all colluding to limit Americans' First Amendment free speech rights. They were targeting jokes, political opinions. Most importantly, they targeted true information. But the speech that was censored all leaned a certain way. What used to be the bastions of free speech and the marketplace of ideas evolved into institutions of activism and suppression. With, quote, safe spaces and free speech zones aimed to protect students from violence, one would think Jewish students would have somewhere to turn as violent pro-Hamas students take to their demonstrations and have harmed students on college campuses. But that's not the case, as we will see in today's hearing. Nearly a 400% increase in anti-Semitic incidents, including harassment, vandalism, and assault in the 2 weeks after the Hamas attacks against Israel. We need to be doing more to protect the freedom of expression. We're actually working with the ranking member Nadler on some legislation introduced by one of our colleagues, trying to see if we can put some legislation forward that would help in this area. I want to thank my colleagues, including Representative Virginia Fox, Chairwoman of the Education Workforce Committee, for her important work on these issues. I want to thank Representative Murphy, who is a leader on this topic, has introduced 2 bills to advance free speech on campus, and co-chair of the Campus Free Speech Caucus, Ms. Kamick, for her work and passion for this issue. I also want to recognize Mr. Kiley, one of our members, who introduced a bill just last week that denounced anti-Semitism on college campuses. We look forward to hearing from all our witnesses today, and again, I want to thank you for coming. I now will turn to the ranking member for his opening statement, and then we'll get right to our witnesses. Actually, I forgot. Well, I'll wait till yours done, then I'll play a short video. We have a short 90-second video I wanted to show it. We'll play it right now. Let's play it right now. 90-second video. If we can cue that up, we'll play this about what's going on college campuses.
Free speech debates have roiled college campuses with protests against conservative guest speakers.
The fight against conservative speakers on college campuses escalated.
Administrators failed to stop some students from heckling a conservative speaker on campus.
Former college swimmer Riley Gaines says she was assaulted after giving a speech at San Francisco State University.
I understand and share your objections to a speaker whose rhetoric is offensive and clearly intended to shock and provoke.
I don't think they're less able to listen to opposing views. I just think they take less crap.
Students have been making national headlines protesting controversial speakers on campuses across the country.
Is free speech dead on campus?
No, we don't want him to speak. Hopefully we can drown him out.
That's conservative podcaster Michael Knowles being burned in effigy at the University of Pittsburgh.
Your opinions from the bench land as absolute disenfranchisement of their rights.
The president of the University of Pennsylvania, critics say she is not sending a strong enough message against anti-Semitism.
I don't hear people talking about Israeli violence.
Hamas has shifted the balance of power. Hamas has changed the terms of debate.
The Jewish fraternity was hit with a graffiti attack of "The Jews are Nazis."
This is